Why are you here alone?
Well, this run is going super well. So this level is basically a puzzle to try to figure out how the hell am I gonna defeat all the units in this area. But at least thankfully, this level is actually pretty super easy once you know what you're doing. So of course, let's get to it. So what you want to do in this level is that you gotta funnel all your units to the left side of the map, because those two Pegasus Knights and that sword unit will deal much more damage to you because of the range they have and because of the speed they have, which they can pick off your units. So you definitely don't want to go on the right side. You also want to do is engage with Marps, just so you can have 3 turns of engage, and also the fact that you gotta use Lodestar Rush on one picky unit of your choice just so you can one-shot them. And also by aligning your units, you also want to chain guard your units with the 3 space tile with Fram, just so you can take less damage and focus on counterattacking, because it is a very useful ability. On the next turn, you're gonna have 3 reinforcements coming onto this battle, as the first one is being Alfred, which he arrives on the battlefield along with his 2 retainers. So while this turn plays out, we're gonna start off with Alfred, which I believe he's like a C tier unit. Although he starts off with pretty, good growths overall, but this is Maddening mode, is that his bases are pretty low in speed, at the fact that he's gonna get doubled by any unit in the map. But although he has a decent amount of bulk, it still is not gonna be enough for him to save him on Maddening mode. Next up we have Etie, and oh boy, as much as she has at least 10 strength and 11 dexterity, her bulk is really bad. Starting with 3 defense and 2 res, which she can likely get one shot, or she'll even get doubled because of her low build and her low speed, or she can't even double at all. So yeah, I put her at C tier because at least, is what she says, that she can take out these Pegasus Knights, which is pretty good to face early, which is not a problem, I guess. But until you get a better archer, which is like way later, you're gonna have a hard time using Etie. But in this playthrough, we are actually gonna be using Etie, so I'm looking forward to see what this maddening challenge can bring, shall we? Next up, we have Boucheron, and oh boy, I'm gonna flank people in the comment section below. People think that Boucheron is good, but no, I believe he is a D tier unit at best. I think even though his build growth is very high, I think his strength reliability is pretty bad. But we will be using him for a few maps. That's why I rate him at D tier. I might get a lot of flack from this, but yeah, I don't think he's that good. I even tried him on my first playthrough. He wasn't bad. I just think there were just way better units to use, and I don't think he really has an advantage, just except for being powerful than axe units, especially when the fact that he doesn't even have such a high speed growth or a high dex growth, which is pretty sad, honestly. But anyway, that's how I rate him at best, at least. So with this map, it's pretty easy to take out these Pegasus riders because Etie literally just one-shots him, and you'll have no problem fighting them. Because even though they don't try to double you, they have very low bulk, and you should have no problem facing these guys. Just as long as you keep your units safe, just as long as you use your engage on your MC safe, including the fact that, well, they have low bulk, you should have no problem facing these enemies, as long as you keep your units safe. Once you reach the second part of the map, a lot of units that you'll bait, they're gonna move right away, including the boss itself. So you should have no problem with your positioning of your units, as long as you take them down slowly. I say those Pegasus riders don't really do as much since they only do a few damage. The most important thing is to actually be worried about that armor unit, because, well, only magic users can really damage it, and also the fact that Alir's Marth, well, if you use Lodestar Rush, can barely do a dent to it because Maddening stats is, well, very strong. So as long as you have clan in range of the armor unit, you should have no problem with this map. And that is pretty much it for this part of Maddening Part 2. So if you guys like and subscribe, you'll look forward to Part 3. And also, you get to see a preview of the Somnia, which I won't be going as much through, but you guys will get to see it.